Even though it's Kona's very last day with us, I want to make the absolute most of it. I'm Zach George. I'm a dog trainer. Meet my new project, Kona. I've got just 3 weeks to train her and set her up for the most well-behaved life possible. That means I need to work on the most common puppy issues like potty training, how to actually pay attention, stopping things like play biting, chewing, separation anxiety, getting along with other animals, leash walking, and teaching her everything a good dog needs to know. Real dog training doesn't always go smoothly, and that's why I'm going to show you every success and mistake and how I work through all of the most challenging parts of raising a new puppy. Welcome to your new puppy survival guide. Today is Kona's last day with us. Am I sad? Yes. Am I looking forward to life without a puppy for a little bit? Maybe a little. I want to give Kona something a little extra special today, and she's 15 weeks old, but I've got the 1-year PupBox. And of course, I've got one for Inertia too. So if you had a 1-year-old dog, they have a nice little happy birthday message in here. Look at this, look what? It's a squeaky piece of birthday cake. I know, that's what I'm saying. Go get it. Oh, look at this. You even have little hats they can wear. Yeah, you look so beautiful with that hat on. Oh man, this texture is unreal. The squeaker comes out of his butt. That's hilarious. Sorry. Kona, that's Inertia's party hat. No, that's not a toy. They even send you cake mix to make your dog a birthday cake. And popcorn. These are microwavable dog treats like in a popcorn bag. The thing that PupBox gives you that you won't find anywhere else is this detailed training guide. It's front and back. They pack so much information onto these. Get 50% off of your first PupBox when you sign up for a multi-month subscription at pupbox.com/Zach. Use my special code ZACH. If I'm being honest, yes, I am a little emotional that today is Kona's last day. I mean, she's been my obsession for the last 3 weeks, and I've enjoyed just about every moment of it. Maybe some of the sleepless nights were a little tough. And so even though it's the last day with Kona, I still have some things planned with her that I really want to button up and make sure that I'm doing my absolute best to teach her. There are still some unresolved issues. She's a bit of a hole digger. We have a fresh hole over here she was digging at. And I've been relying on redirecting her by calling her to me because she has such a strong recall. Honestly, a lot of this digging is super normal for a puppy. I'm not too concerned about it being a lifelong habit unless she's not getting enough exercise or general training in her life, because that's usually where digging tends to be a problem. As long as we're consistent about calling her off of digging or picking up sticks or doing anything else we don't want her to do, that she'll learn pretty quickly. And because Inertia and Kona have enjoyed each other so much, I really want to give them as much time as possible together. You'll remember on day 1, Kona was really apprehensive, really nervous of Inertia. Inertia was coming on super strong, and they've almost completely reversed roles, it seems. Because sometimes Kona just like launches her body into Inertia, and Inertia's been so tolerant. This reciprocal play that we are seeing so much of, how they like trade positions. Sometimes Inertia will plop on her back, other times Kona's so easily willing to go down and let Inertia be on top of her. Really, really healthy behavior. You want to make sure that both dogs are enjoying it when they're playing together. So sometimes when dogs are playing really rough and putting their teeth around the neck of another dog, it can be concerning to some people, but if both dogs generally appear to be having a good time, this is just a natural way for dogs to communicate with one another and play with one another. I mean, they don't have hands like we do, so that's how they grab each other and play. When your dogs rest like that all by themselves, this is the sign that you are doing your job as a pet parent to satisfy your dog. You'll remember the single biggest issue that Kona had when she came to me was separation anxiety. She couldn't get through the night. If you walked out of the room, she would immediately start crying. And that's the type of issue that does take a significant amount of time to resolve, but we have made incredible progress. So I've been having to wake up between 0 and 1 time a night, which is a tremendous improvement, because on the first couple of nights at least, I had to probably let her out every 90 minutes or so. So I want to give some last minute attention to her separation anxiety. Throughout Kona's life, she's going to need to be alone in 2 main capacities: when she's out and about in the house eventually, and she's going to need to be alone in her crate where she's comfortable at least over the next year, because she's not going to be completely reliable to be left alone while you go to the store or whatever for a good bit. And I'm going to give you the recipe for teaching your dog to be completely reliable over the long haul when you leave them alone in the house. And remember, in Kona's family, they have a new baby on the way, so there are going to be times when she just needs to check out while they tend to the new baby, right? Kona will go in this crate without a treat. Don't make a liar of me. Come on. Kona, get in the crate. Go on. Yes, good girl. Stay. But I would still say for the next many weeks, if your dog were in a similar situation, like you've got him going in the crate, don't be afraid to keep them going in the crate by throwing a treat in. We keep treats by the crate at all times with puppies because we want there to be as little friction as possible when it comes to getting them to go in there. We want them to like going in there. And as you can see, Inertia is a fan of going in a crate as well. Good job, guys. I want to do my best here to emulate that, like we're taking a break. Can you settle? Good. Very good, yes, love that. Inertia understands the concept of settle pretty well, and Kona is really starting to learn. I've been kind of using a combination of relax or settle to kind of calm her down, and when she barks like that, I almost never let her out. I always insist on a relaxed mindset before I even do that. So I mean, she's generally actually pretty good in the crate, but right now we're seeing a little bit of that barking, mainly because we're probably just doing some food training and she's a little excited by that. So I think if I just give it a second here, she'll dial out and settle. Hey, can you relax? Little frustration there. She probably needs a little bit more exercise to feel completely content. I can see she's a little worked up there, but there are times when you've got to be able to focus on you and you need to know that you can put them in the crate and that they'll be comfortable. I've worked really hard on this with Inertia, and this is kind of what a settle in real life should look like. So she's gotten the memo. Kona's in the process of getting the memo. Settle. That's right, good girl. But in the interest in moving on with this training session, while she's being good, I'm gonna go over here and let her out. And this is exactly what you would do, you know? See how she's like not being pushy, not being loud. Good girl. Now when I open it, I wanna make it clear, stay, that she doesn't rush out of the crate. Stay. And then rather than just having her go out, I'm gonna have her come to me. Come! Sit. Good girl. Lie down. Yes, good. Relax. I mean, keep in mind, Kona at this point still has her baby teeth, so she's gonna be teething for several months. And even though she's doing really awesome, she still doesn't have enough life experience to be left alone in the house and not to chew on a couch or a shoe or something that's been left out, for example. So now and over the next few months, Kona's family is really going to have to lay that foundation, a strong foundation of getting Kona to behave acceptably while inside the house and outside of her crate. One of the bricks that I put in this foundation here is I've been having this 10-foot indoor tie-out. When I'm supervising her, I'll put her on this and Inertia will come over here and play with her, or sometimes they'll take a nap. But the point is, she's comfortable, but she's still managed, and it's a little bit more freedom than the crate, for example. It allows her to walk around a little bit. Settle. Relax. Thank you, appreciate that. A real world natural settle is the best thing ever. I mean, of course, you've got to meet your dog halfway by giving them the stimulation and exercise they need, but dogs like Kona are just so happy to chill out and relax for a good bit. She's pretty low key. You can start to really see her getting the concept that settle doesn't just mean lie down. Settle is more about a state of mind, a relaxed frame of mind, basically, whereas lie down is a physical position. I think she's just repositioning here. Let's see if she goes back into a natural settle, because I've gotten to know her pretty well, and I think that's what's about to happen. She may want a cooler area, yeah, or whatever. Good job, girl. You're relaxing, you're settling. It's still important to supervise your dog when they are on a tie-out like this, so you wanna make sure that you don't leave them unattended. This is really good because you're in a great position to acknowledge what you like when they're behaving well. Settle, yes. Settle is just such a super valuable skill. I really recommend that you teach this with your own dogs too. And by observing her body language, you can see she does appear to be in a very genuinely relaxed state of mind. So I'm gonna take Kona off lead, let her play a little bit with Inertia right now. She was doing great on settle. They'll probably do this for a second, which is really its own brand of entertainment, right? Then I'm gonna attempt to verify that I can get Kona in an off-leash settle and relax here in the living room. Kona, come. All done. Kona still wants to play with inertia, but I still want to make sure that I can get her to shift gears when I need to. This will be a good opportunity to practice. So I'm gonna have to restrain her a little bit because this is a little bit too much for her. Let me get inertia in her settle. Now that inertia is stable, I can restrict Kona's access to inertia by standing between her and really encouraging her to relax. Over here, come on. Relax. Good girl. Chill. Settle. The general roadmap moving forward with Kona is to really manage her in these three main ways. Get her comfortable with being in the crate, get her comfortable on the tie out with the aim of making that a way to ease in being comfortable in the house when unattended eventually. And just the other day, we went grocery shopping. We left her alone for like 30 or 40 minutes. She was doing really well. She's improved by like 1,000% on her separation anxiety. She rarely starts barking when I leave the room at this point. And if she does, there's a good chance she's either got to go outside or she's hungry or thirsty. Okay, one more thing that I want to do is give Kona a bath so that she smells delightful when her family picks her up. She did really well in her very first bath training session with me. I'm not just going to assume because that first bath went well that she's just going to be great now. I mean, maybe she's had time to process it and she's thinking, what was I thinking being tolerant of that? Let's see, I'm gonna throw a treat in advance so she gets focused on that. These are jerky treats we got in our PupBox. I'm just throwing crumbs down there. She's doing great with that. I'm gonna turn that on. I'm gonna turn it off just in case she gets nervous, but so far so good. Here. We'll wait for the water to warm up. This is a good time to go ahead and condition her. She doesn't care if those treats get a little bit wet. Look how muddy she is from playing, oh my gosh. We have some peanut butter on this mat right here that I'm hoping will help. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it to the bath. Yeah, it's on there. That's going nowhere. And you can see how it's textured there, so that's pretty cool. It really keeps her attention. So I'm gonna test her just by going slow here, making sure that I'm extra nice. See, we got a pretty good flow going on. She's not getting too nervous. I'm gonna give her a moment to see if she gets fixated back on that peanut butter. You're so predictable, dog. I'm gonna gently pour some water on her. See that? That's all it is. Let her check it out if she's curious. No rush here. It's only the second bath I've given her, so. Yes, good. Do you see how she's not trying to get out of the tub or anything right now? Looks like she might be a little thrown off by me pouring that on her, so I'm just gonna pet her here like this. Here I'm giving her access to more and more of it as I pour. You see that? So it really keeps her interested. Nice. She's doing so well. I'm gonna try and get this whole pitcher poured all over her. Get those hind legs. Get her nice and wet. I want to be really delicate around her head. I can always wipe her head down if I have to, or her ears or whatever. By the way, the shampoo came from a past PupBox, and I'm still using it. I got this with Inertia's PupBox a while ago. So you can see how carefree she is when there are treats involved, right? Get that shampoo everywhere. She keeps going to my stash over here, which is okay, because she's not trying to jump out. Get that tummy, tummy, tummy. Gotta get that tummy. Oh man, you sneaky dog. Gosh, who's being careless with their treats today? Oh yeah, I love how easily that shampoo rinses off. Look at that. I'm gonna throw some treats in here when we're done as well, just to keep it an all-around great experience. Now what are we gonna do with you? We gotta get you dried. There's a shake off. You look so clean now. I'm really trying to put myself in the mindset of Kona's family, right? Like, what would they expect? Kona spent this time with this dog trainer for the last 3 weeks. I feel like if I were them, there are 3 things that I'd really want to make sure that she did really well. First of all, I'd be getting her attention when I ask for it, and then having her come to me reliably. I'd also want her to stay reliably. Kona, come. Nice. Sit. Good. Look at me. Good eye contact there. Stay. Come. And the automatic sit, really nice touch at the end. So pretty good basic come when called, but that's been one of Kona's strong points. She's got a fantastic recall. And the secret to that with a puppy is going the extra mile and reinforcing when they do come to you by giving them a positive outcome to that action. So if you're giving them a treat they really love or a great toy that's much more likely to inspire them to want to come to you. Later on in the training process, we phase out the treats, but right now we get the behaviors any way that we can. Kona, come. Good. So even here, I mean, she's really not supposed to be running all over the house right now. I should have her restrained, but it's nice to know that she will come running to me when she does get out of sight. I really like that. So I would also expect her to be able to stay with a variety of different distractions. So stay, look at me, come. Nice work. Good. Now that's one type of distraction. That's a pretty easy one, but we're gonna try a more significant distraction. This is a real world application of stay while distracted, because you'll know that just simply being outside is heavily distracting to a dog. So I'm gonna give her very short notice. First attempt today, stay. Let me get her warmed up just to make sure. Stay. Yes, see how her eyes are coming up at me? I like that a lot. Stay. Look at me. I would like to be able to know that I can call her away from a distraction, in this case, outside, a car is about to pass. I got her attention. Come. Yeah, good girl. She is really doing well, overriding her desires to go and investigate the outdoors and pay attention to me instead. Look at me. Yes, took her a second, but she focused. Stay. Look at me. Being able to get that kind of focus with that level of distraction. You hear those cars going by out there. That is why we teach this. Your dog's safety is not guaranteed if they get out of that front door. And even though she's doing so well with this, I want you to take note of the fact that she's on leash right now. There's no shame in making sure that your dog is always under control, especially when they have unrestricted access to the entire planet like this. Your parents are gonna be here in a little bit. So I wanna see if there's any last minute issues I can address with brushing her. Right now, she's feeling a little bitey with the brush. Ow, okay, see, stop that. Can we sit? Yes, good. Very good. Stay. Wait, can you, so there's, leave it alone. Yes. So we'll just direct her attention onto the treat so she doesn't bite the brush. It's normal for puppies to want to bite at the brush. I mean, how do they know it's not just another toy? So really by diverting their attention to the treat there, we're in good shape. She's doing so well. I mean, if you can just get them like focused on something else and go real slow, you might remember we want her to check out the brush. You don't want to be sneaky about it or mysterious. You just want to be as transparent as you can. And here, she's happy to just hold still if I release little bits of treat here as I brush her. Look at that, even her legs are doing great. This came in a past PupBox actually, so it's really nice here. Look at that hair. You're not so curly when you're brushed, are you? Now, of course, you're not always gonna have to do this. This is the first many times you're getting them used to something like a brush. Let's see what happens if we do that. Yes. So I'm able to kind of pull it away and then give her a reward. Good girl, look at that, yes. I also like how she's defaulting into a stand right now. I'm not even having to ask for it. I mean, I'm kind of encouraging her to hold the stand by putting the treats at her nose here. It's easier to brush a dog when they're in a stand. That's one of the main reasons I like teaching a dog to stand on all fours. Let's see. She's willingly following the treats. And see, this is really what you want. You want your dog in a good mood when you're doing things like grooming or bathing them to the best of your ability. You want to go out of your way to try to make them as enjoyable as possible for your dog. I mean, see them from your dog's perspective. They're not used to a brush. They don't know why this prickly thing needs to be touching them. You can also see she's not biting me too much or anything like that. So lots of slow, steady progress on puppy biting for sure. I'll be honest with you, even though I'm done training her for now, her puppy biting still needs to be addressed, but we are making tons of progress. You can see she's licking there, for example, which is a nice, ouch, okay, she's biting there. But as long as a dog has those baby teeth like that, they're definitely going to be in a bitey phase. Our goal is to minimize it and really communicate with them when the biting is excessive versus when it's tolerable. All right, you rock star. I think you're ready to go home. I'm gonna miss you so much. We've made a ton of progress with Kona, but I do want to remind you, it really takes a good couple of years to fully train a dog where you really get them listening to you in a huge variety of situations and get that really as close to perfect behavior as we could ever hope for. During these first few weeks of training with a puppy like this, you're really laying the foundation and trying to teach them basic language. And then once you teach them that basic language, you can really build on that. And there are so many different things you can teach them, but they do need life experience. So a dog is not trained in 3 weeks, but you can make incredible progress in that time nonetheless. So as long as Kona's family really keeps up with training, and they will, because I know them, Kona's gonna have an amazing life. It's time. Look who's here. Hey guys, come on in. Look who's here. Say hi. Oh my goodness. She's been playing all day too, and look at this energy. It's great. Wow. She just goes right on Mama's lap too, after she gets that initial burst out. Oh, I can tell she missed you. She's like, I don't know who to love more now.
The best game.
I can't wait to show you guys everything that she's learned over these last few weeks. Get 50% off of your first PupBox when you sign up for a 3, 6, or 12-month subscription at PupBox.com/Zach. Use my special code Zach too. I'll have a link below. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok and get both of my books. All of those links will be in the description, and we'll see you in the next video.